Hello and welcome back to another episode of Monumental. We are still in Shropshire, we're still on Series 2 and we are looking at episode number 37 and we are in Oswestry and we're going to have a look at the Iron Age Hill Fort. Let's get into the video. I'm still in Shropshire and I am in the northern Shropshire town of Oswestry, and Oswestry has always been known for having an old hill fort, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. Okay, so we're in this little car park here. Okay, there's not a lot of spaces here, so I've had to jump myself up on the side there, but this is how we get in here. Okay, nice gate. So okay, let's get ourselves up there and have a look. Obviously this can only be appreciated with the drone. Anyway, so basically this is owned by English Heritage. Old Oswestry is an ancient monument of national importance and one of Britain's most impressive Iron Age hill forts. It was an important stronghold where people lived, worked and traded from about 800 BC until the Roman invasion in 3043 AD. It was the early 9th century. It was incorporated into the Watts Dyke, a 60-kilometre bank and ditch which divided the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms of Mercia and the Welsh. So during the First World War, the hilltop was used as a training ground for soldiers at the Parkhill, nearby Parkhill camp. But yep, so you can see you've got that typical Iron Age. You've got the ditches and the bank, but obviously you've got that large grassed area up the top there. So that's what we're going to take a look at today. So as paths go, this isn't too bad leading up here. It'll be fine. So we're up and you can see the ditch down the bottom there that runs all the way around the whole thing. So imagine if you were coming to attack this place, then you climb the hill, then you go down where you're just being clear view of everybody, and then before you've even got time to even climb this one, you're dead. It's as simple as that. Quite a simple design really, isn't it? So up the top just looks like any other field you'd find anywhere. Except it isn't. It would have been a hustling little village on the top of here a long time before Oswestry was established. I mean, the sheer scale of this thing is just huge. I mean, this has been man-made, this has, you know, this bank. I mean, they may have created it out of a higher peak that was here before, potentially. But it is an absolute huge piece of ground. You can see what it's made up of, bricks and rubble and stone and stuff like that. And that would have been in abundance. They knew what to do with their materials. I mean, literally, you can see for miles here. I can see the Wrekin in the distance over there. Is it the Wrekin? I think it is. some guys over here doing a little bit of a, it looks like a bit of a archaeological dig, and it'd be interesting to see actually what the layers are like here, what it's actually built up of. So you can see this ditch it's huge. I mean, this is one of the largest. I mean, there are bigger ones, but this is one of them. Well, I'm just speaking to some archaeologists who are doing a sort of test dig just over the back here, and they were sort of trying to say that there's only this site has only ever been dug twice, and once was in the 50s with two professors, and the other time is now. So those guys are trying to figure out whether there was an actual village here or not. Was there a village here, or was it just an agricultural enclosure here? That's what they're trying to find out here, and they've also just told me that time team are scum to them. God, if archaeologists don't like time team, I don't know. So we can see here that it's saying that potentially life inside of the hill fort. So, you know, look at the different bits and pieces that have been found here, like pottery. It shows elements of bronze melting and a Neolithic polished axe. So, yeah, you can see it's actually had multiple different ditches. So, you know, it's a thorough site. Anyway, we'll carry on round. The old Oswestry Hill Fort was occupied during the Iron Age, which was between 800 BC and 43 AD. It's one of the best preserved hill forts in Britain. The fort remained in use for over 1,000 years. Over the years, this site has fascinated archaeologists, and they found evidence of two roundhouses, which were a staggering 7 metres in diameter, as well as the usual evidence of pottery, axe heads and flint tools, but also evidence of a large palisade fence around the outside. The scale of this hill fort is truly monumental. The archaeologists also told me that that this originally would have been a glacial a glacial hill of some kind, or a deposit of some kind here, and what's happened is they've repurposed that and created a hill fort out of it. I mean, the work that must go into, you know, doing that. Now they always say there's always one black sheep of the family, look, but that is definitely true here. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little trip to Oswestry Hill Fort. Pretty substantial old thing, isn't it? Do you know, as you're walking around, you can see a lot of rounded off pebbles and stuff like that around the outside that have been worn down, and that really goes to show that, yeah, actually the top is probably pretty natural, and all of these pebbles are literally what's left over from the ice age, the meltwater that has rounded all those stones off. So that's probably what's here. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it and you liked the drone footage. If you did enjoy it, then give me a like, give me a comment on what you enjoyed about the film. Be nice to hear from you. And also, if you've got a channel that you think I'd like, then pop it in a comment and let everybody else have a look. But for the moment, like and subscribe to the channel. I much appreciate that. Because if I don't know you're watching, then, you know, I don't want to be making videos for nobody, do I? Any old way. I'll catch up with you on another Monumental.